Hi. So for our shadow box assignment, we had Janet. So to briefly talk about the process of how we made it, I think for both of us at least, we kind of highlighted some of the things that she talked really highly of, like being a teacher and how she went to SUNY Potsdam, some of her animals that she grew up with, and how much she really loved bowling. So we really highlighted the things that she talked a lot about during our interview, and we made sure to shed light on that in her box.
So for some of the things, like for a teacher, we had like a little pin that had a school on it and a little apple. She really liked to go bowling, so we made like a little bowling pin out of clay and had a little bowling ball. We had a pin for her cats because she really liked cats. And then we printed out a beagle because she likes beagles and a black lab because she had a black lab. What else?
Yeah, so I think when she saw it, she really liked it, and we explained a lot of the things for her too. And she knits hats too, so we had a little sewing needle or knitting needle in there for her, and she got to talk about all the hats that she's made, and so it was really fun. It was a fun project. So I think all in all, our box turned out pretty well. It looked nice. And I think we highlighted a lot of things that she really enjoyed and that she talked about throughout her life. So how did this project help us with being comfortable in the elderly population? I think that I was a little more nervous personally for this than, I don't know, Rainbow Junction, just because I feel like I match better with the pediatric population. So I was a little nervous for this assignment. But I think that all in all, I feel a lot more comfortable with this population. It's really not that hard. And I think that it was definitely easier to talk to somebody about their past. Even though Janet was pretty with it, like she had a really good memory. She remembered the girls' names who had just interviewed her. She remembered her dentist appointment. She remembered what she had for the last 3 meals. So she was pretty with it, but so it was kind of easy to talk to her, but I feel more comfortable talking to people in this population. We kind of just would build off of things that she said, and we had a good interview going, I think.
Yeah, going off of that, I haven't really been around like the geriatric population much, but for like both of my field period and my emerging levels are with the older population, so this kind of helped me like understand like how to talk to them. It's not like it made me feel more comfortable with them and like understanding how to talk to them about their lives, and they're only human, so it's not very hard, and because I'm used to like little kids, so
yeah,
it helped me understand better.
I agree. And so another question was, were we able to get a good occupational history? I think that we were for the most part, even though we weren't really seeing her as actual therapists. She didn't have a significant like diagnosis or anything that we would have to treat. I think she was originally really in there. She had a hip surgery, and she got to the place in July, so she's pretty fresh bait for compared to the other some of the other residents there. So she didn't have like a ton of deficits or anything. So we tried to ask her about her daily routine and stuff, and that was kind of tricky, and we kind of got lost in that because we wanted to practice some open-ended OT questions, but we didn't really do very well in that aspect, but we definitely did well, and I think we got a lot of information for the shadow box specifically, and she talked a lot about her past, so I think in general we got a pretty good occupational history, but we didn't really get a lot of information on like what her daily routine looks like and what she likes to do, because she I don't think she really understood those questions, and so maybe for the future.
Yeah, going off of that, I think it helped that she was like very like willing to talk about like the questions that we had, and like we could easily like ask her questions going off of what she was talking about. So it was like easier talking about her past, but again, I think it was more difficult for her to talk about like her daily routine. But she was like with it, and like she definitely had a great memory.
Yeah, she did. She remembered all about her dentist appointments and all this and that. So
yeah, and the day she came to the nursing home.
Yeah, she knows everything. Yeah, she knows the time and everything. So she was interesting because you think that old people usually have a bad memory, but she was kind of different. But I had a really good time. I think we both had a really good time. I really enjoyed how well the box turned out, and I think she really loved it. And then we got to put it in her room. So I think in general it was a good time.
It was a good experience, like before and after, to see her reaction. And I thought this was a fun project.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.